trying something new in a foreign place, de-stressing and making lifetime memories, taking tons of pictures along the way.
70% of the Korean territory is mountainous. Naturally, hiking is a very popular pastime in Korea. Not your kind of activity? Trust me, the view will make the effort worth it. Just catch your breath by the cold stream in the valley.
Korea is surrounded by the sea on three sides. From the beach, you can enjoy a wide open view as well as various water activities. But the riverside is great too. There's plenty to see and do.
If you're in Korea, you can't miss the night view full of dazzling lights.
Yes, even the same place can have a totally different vibe at night.
Want to make unforgettable memories?
How about traveling to all corners of Korea? Join us next time to explore more about Korean culture.
Thanks for joining us on Arirang News. I'm Kim Dami in Seoul. With less than a month to go until the presidential election, the Democratic Party is battling on legal and campaign fronts, while the conservative bloc faces growing tensions over its potential merger with a former prime minister. Our Kim Do-yeon reports.
The Democratic Party of Korea appears to be fighting on two fronts in the presidential election. First, its candidate Lee Jae-myung continued his campaign in the Chungcheongdo region on Tuesday. He also rolled out pledges targeting young voters, vowing to require all public institutions to count military service towards salary grades and to introduce spot ETFs for cryptocurrencies. But perhaps more headlines came from the second front, as party leaders kept up pressure on the Supreme Court to delay all trials involving presidential candidates until after the June 3rd election. Following the court's decision to overturn an appeals ruling in Lee's election law case is now set to appear for a retrial hearing on May 15th. The DP accuses Chief Justice Cho Lee of political bias, speeding up the process and effectively convicting Lee despite the earlier acquittal.
He was effectively the planner and executor of political interference, election meddling, and a targeted trial. This amounts to grounds for impeachment.
Meanwhile, the People Power Party candidate Kim Mun-soo halted all campaign activities and wrapped up his visit to Gyeongsangbuk-do province early to go back to Seoul. This as he remains at odds with party leadership over a potential merger with independent candidate and former Prime Minister Han Duck-soo. While he was vocal about the merger during the primary, he now says he wants to take time. But the party says with the official candidate registration coming up, there is no time to waste. Kim claimed that the party is trying to remove him as the party's presidential candidate.
If this was the plan all along, I don't understand why we held 3 rounds of primaries. So as of now, I'm suspending all my activities as the party's candidate. I will be heading back to Seoul to seriously address the pressing issues that remain.
This comes as the PPP held its second all-floor meeting in as many days, where the party's interim leader Kwon Young-se called for a survey among PPP registered supporters on whether they support a merger. All this without notifying Kim. As for ex-Prime Minister Han, he said he's not once thought about the merger falling through. He said that would be a betrayal of the citizens as he faced the media earlier on Tuesday. In the afternoon, he met with another former prime minister and presidential candidate, Lee Na-kyun. Lee, despite being from DP, is in the anti-Lee Jae-myung camp and could lock arms with Han in this election on the premise of amending the constitution. Kim Do-yeon, Arirang News.
Now, over in the U.S., President Donald Trump said he will soon announce tariffs on pharmaceutical imports. This follows his recent announcement on tariffs on all overseas movies as the U.S. leader expands the scope of his tariffs push. An Sung-jin has more.
U.S. President Donald Trump is to announce pharmaceutical-specific tariffs within the next 2 weeks. While speaking with reporters at the White House on Monday, Trump said that his country is being unfairly ripped off compared to other nations around the world. Speculation on pharmaceutical tariffs had been raised before when the Trump administration directed the Commerce Department to investigate the effect of drug imports on national security. On the same day, Trump signed an executive order to incentivize drug manufacturing in the U.S. so pharmaceutical companies could build new production sites. This order pushes the Food and Drug Administration to reduce the approval time for manufacturing plants by eliminating unnecessary requirements, and directs the Environmental Protection Agency to assist the process of accelerating the construction of facilities. Other federal agencies issuing permits should also designate a single point of contact to coordinate applications. The announcement of potential levies has brought a stream of investment from drug makers, but some pharmaceutical companies have pushed back. Pfizer's CEO has said that the tariff threat will inherently deter the company from making further U.S. investments. U.S. manufacturing in the pharmaceutical industry has shrunk significantly in recent decades, with most of the production of ingredients being outsourced to other countries like China for lower labor costs. Earlier this week, Trump had made a social post saying that he will levy a 100% tariff on all movies coming into the U.S. that are produced from outside.
Our film industry has been decimated by other countries taking them out. And I'm not looking to hurt the industry. I want to help the industry. But they're given financing by other countries.
The White House said on Monday that it was figuring out how to comply with the president's wishes, as its deputy press secretary said that though no final decision on foreign film tariffs had been made, the administration is exploring all options to deliver on President Trump's directive. Implementation of these latest tariffs is unclear, but Trump's expansion of his tariff threats to the cultural sector is getting attention from stakeholders in and outside of the country. An Sung-jin, Arirang News.
And amid Trump's tariff threats on the pharmaceutical industry, the South Korean government is attempting to boost its cooperation with the U.S. The health ministry announced on Tuesday that it has sent an official opinion paper to the U.S. on Sunday, which stated that the import of Korean pharmaceuticals contributes to the stability of U.S. supply chains and improved patient accessibility to drugs. It especially sought to highlight that the tariff measures are necessary as Korean pharmaceuticals do not pose a threat to U.S. national security. A joint representative team of the South Korean government, including trade and transport ministers and members of the National Assembly, are headed to the Czech Republic. South Korea's trade ministry announced on Tuesday that these officials will be attending the contract signing ceremony on May 7th, which will make official that a consortium led by Korea Hydro and Nuclear Power is the contractor for the construction of the Czech Republic's new nuclear power units. The ceremony will have representatives from KHNP as well as others related to the nuclear power industry. And the two governments will also discuss economic cooperation in other areas, including energy, infrastructure, and science technology. Purchases of Korean beauty products through overseas shopping reached nearly $1 billion last year. According to Korea Customs Service on Tuesday, foreign consumers outside of Korea that have directly purchased from Korean e-commerce platforms have bought $973 million worth of K-beauty goods, including cosmetics or perfume. The figure has more than doubled compared to the year before, showing the increased popularity of Korean beauty products worldwide. Now, out of the 10 major categories of direct purchase items, including clothing, batteries, and others, K-beauty products take up the largest portion. That is all we have on this Tuesday. Arirang News will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Korea time. Thanks for watching.